In the serene landscape of Egypt's Nile Delta, the village of Meet al Attar, near Bana, became the scene of one of the most shocking episodes of violence in the country's recent history. On the 21st of August 2013, Omar Abdul Razek Abdullah Rifai, an ex-convict and unemployed poultry dealer, unleashed a fury that had been simmering for years. This video delves into the tragic events of that day, exploring the background of the perpetrator, the circumstances leading up to the massacre, and the profound impact on the community. Rifai, then 28 years old, was no stranger to violence. His criminal record is traced back to 2008, involving the deaths of 23 people in a brutal family feud. His release from prison shortly before the massacre raised questions about the effectiveness of the criminal justice system in dealing with such a volatile individual. The massacre in Meet al Attar was a catastrophic culmination of this overlooked threat. On that fateful day in August, Rifai, armed with an AKMS assault rifle, embarked on a killing spree that shattered the peace of Meet al Attar. He moved through the village with a chilling determination, firing indiscriminately at villagers. Men, women, and children fell victim to his rage, leaving the community in a state of disbelief and horror. The motives behind Rifai's actions are complex and rooted in a deep-seated family feud that spanned several years. This long-standing animosity was well known among the villagers, but few could have anticipated the extent of violence Rifai was capable of. His attack seemed to be both a continuation of this feud and an expression of his personal frustrations and failures. The massacre lasted for several terrifying minutes before villagers, in a desperate attempt to stop the carnage, confronted Rifai. In a final standoff, Rifai was shot dead, bringing an end to the bloodshed. This act of self-defense by the villagers highlighted both the courage of the community and the tragic necessity of their actions in the face of such unchecked violence. In the wake of the shooting, the village of Meet al Attar was plunged into mourning. The massacre not only claimed 15 lives, but also left several others wounded, both physically and psychologically. The community grappled with questions of safety, justice, and the haunting memory of that day. The Meet al Attar Massacre prompted a national conversation in Egypt about gun control, criminal rehabilitation, and the handling of familial disputes. The incident was a stark reminder of the potential for long-standing feuds to escalate into large-scale violence and the need for effective conflict resolution mechanisms. As we look back on the events that transpired in Meet al Attar, we are reminded of the fragile nature of peace in any community. The story of Omar Abdul Razek Abdullah Rifai and the massacre he perpetrated is a cautionary tale of unchecked anger, unresolved conflicts, and the tragic consequences that can ensue. As our exploration of the Meet al Attar Massacre concludes, we are left to reflect on the complexities of human behavior and the profound impact of individual actions on a community. If this in-depth examination of one of Egypt's darkest days has moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores our world's intricate and often tragic stories.